Hello, hello. We are waiting for some people to come in. I just noticed what had happened. The schedule part said not until tomorrow. So here we are. Hello, hello, hello. Why am I repeating myself so many times? We are doing a pop-up night chat. Hello, Ed. Welcome to our pop-up live stream. I was over at Ridge Life and Miss Fran from Heritage Heart Homestead said, "Go live, Kim, I'm bored." So here I am going live. Don't hear anything. Can you hear me now? Give me 1 minute. I'm all tangled up. Okay, can you hear me now? Timbo Biggins, hello. Han Solo, hello. Ed's Crazy Homestead, hello. I was sitting here talking to you, Ed. Can you hear me now? Hear you, but I don't hear you repeating anything. Oh, I was repeating things. We are doing a pop-up night owl stream because I was over at Ridge Life and Miss Fran from Heritage Heart Homestead said, "Go live, Kim, I'm bored." What is a 5x5? Sounds good. Okay, great. I guess there's a big delay because I didn't see the chats there. So welcome everybody. We are just pop up live. Miss Fran didn't want to be lonely tonight. Oh yeah, look. 2 old people on a couch. YouTube shirt, sporting that tonight. Did not plan on doing a live. I was feeling a little better today, so I went out and I was working in the garden, pulling weeds. And so, yeah, this is what you get. Did a 2-hour live driving down the road. You did? What fixed your old mic problem? What fixed it? I went to the store the next day and I bought 6 new mics. I said, if they short out and stop working, I'll have a backup for a backup for a backup, and so on and so forth. There you are, Fran. Hello. So, Ed, are you on the road still yet, or safe and sound back at home already? I just checked and it said, I know, Fran, that it says EDT, which, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, and they switched it from Eastern Standard Time to EDT, and that's the only option that StreamYard will give me, and it always puts the time in wrong. And it also, I clicked on it before I realized it, but when I put the time in to begin with, then it put it for tomorrow. And so then I seen the time, so I switched it. I went back and I fixed the time, but I did not change the date. So technically, this stream isn't supposed to go until tomorrow. I'm sorry you were confused. It should say on there, though, live now. If you hit the little live button, that's what I always do. I just click on the, at the top where you have all and suggested and recently uploaded. Oh, excuse me, and all of that. I just click the live and see who's live. Thanks for going live. You're welcome. Hi, Yardman Ron. Let's see. Ed says, no, I'm sitting down in South Texas waiting to unload tomorrow. Oh, well, that works, I guess. Gotta do what you gotta do, don't you, Ed? Oh, Ed, you were asking about the potatoes the other day, and my neck has been so messed up that I haven't been out working in the garden or anything. And I looked out there the other day, and those potatoes, they're about this far sticking out of the hay and the weed barrier. I'm like, well, I didn't even know they were up yet, but yeah, they shot up fast. And who was that you were saying you got your shirts from, Ed? I know that I'm subscribed to them, but I can't think of their name. I'm going to contact them and see if I can kind of get a rush order. Oh, yeah, that information on the live stream is probably going to cause us to have very few people in here tonight, but that's okay. Let's see. Fran says that's a true friend who will do a live stream because you're bored. Yeah. Well, we don't want you bored, Miss Fran. We just jump on here and do a live stream. We'll chit chat back and forth. Yardman Ron, I'll be passing by you guys tomorrow night. I'm going to the Gulf Coast for vacation. Good to hear your potatoes are doing well. I love that hay growing idea you have. Oh, thank you. And yes, it is a great idea. It's not my idea. It was from way back when. You can look her up online. It's called the Ruth Stout, Stout method. And there are some old videos of her as she's talking about it and showing and telling the story. So she is the original naked gardener. But now she does it with the hay. Well, she doesn't use hay. She used straw. Well, she's long gone from this world now, but she used straw. Well, I'm in Kentucky, and um, we have a lot more hay than we do straw, and straw normally costs more than a bale of hay. And we have animals, so we usually have hay that isn't any good anymore. So I just used hay, and it worked just the same. So it's whichever one is more convenient in your area, hay or straw, either one works. But my twist on it is putting the weed barrier cloth over it. Woven weed cover is what it's actually called, because of the snake issues. Um, let's see. Robert Castleberry. Yeah. I don't know why I can't remember that, Ed. Let's see. Kim, do you have issues with slugs growing that way? You can, but what you do is you just save some like a cat food container, the wet food or tuna fish can, something like that. And you buy a beer if you don't already have some around, and you just pour some in the container and you set it out there, and they will go to that and they will die happy. Let's just say that. Slug and roly poly, problem solved. I would have loved to have met Ruth Stout. Yes, me too. Oh, Dana's in the house, barefoot in Alaska. Hello, Dana. Makeup mom and son. Hello, hello. Welcome back. And gathering place. Hello, Joanne. Nice to see you back also. Hey, Dana, I just saw you at Mike's. What, friend? You cheating on me? Congratulations on the reduction, too. Who got a reduction? Oh, goodness. So, you all, this is not a planned live stream. It is just a pop-up one because Miss Fran was bored. Hello, Ann, Little Frenchie in Big Texas. I was telling everybody over at the Adventures of Traveling Mike that you have your RV park ready to be rented out now. Good to be here, fireplace crackling, and dogs are asleep. Ah, so are our dogs. Let's see, we love Mike's, but we gotta support all of our friends. Yes, we make runs everywhere also. uh, Fran and I, we catch each other, and Ed, we catch each other on all kinds of different live streams too, helping spread the YouTube love. Oh, Bar Run in the house. Howdy, howdy, Bar Run. You're a night owl too, aren't you? Oh, goodness. Let me see if I can put this link in case anyone wants to come up here and chit chat so that it's just not my mug on this screen. Y'all know how I hate that. Okay. Okay, Fran, where you at? Get ready to say, stop pushing buttons. Okay. Yep, here we go again. Let's see, where is the little button to chat? Post a comment. There, that is the first time I have ever seen that there. What about that, Miss Fran? And look, now I'm so close here. There we go. Oh, look at that. I did it. What do you think about that? Still not going to let me pin it to the top. It still says, put user in timeout. I don't want to put myself in timeout. We'd all be messed up then. Let's see. Okay, there's the link. If anybody wants to come up and chit chat, you just click on the link and make sure that your camera is turned on. And you can come up here with me and we can talk. Just hit the right button. That's the problem, Fran. I never know which one's the right button. Oh, goodness. I would like to join you for a bit, so check can we meet? There you go. Okay, hold on just a second. Now bring you in. Whoops. Hope Box Fan D gets over 1,400 subs. Box Fan D has a lot of subs, doesn't she? I thought she was way over that. I would jump in, but the camera I have in the house is not very good at all. Bar Run, you can jump in if you want to. You can turn your camera off. We know you. We know you're not going to, you know. Uh-oh, where did you go? Joanne, you just disappeared on me. Oh, Joanne, you'll have to hit the link again. I was getting ready to bring you in here, and you disappeared on me. Okay, we will wait and see if she comes back in there. Let's see. See if I can tag that from here. Oh, there we go. Let's try you again. Ed's Crazy Homestead. We got Ed coming up.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Tired. It's been a long day.
Oh, I would say so. Did you drive that all today?
I drove since about 8:30 this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had to drive like 98 miles into Dubberly, Oklahoma. Or not Dubberly, but Duncan, Oklahoma. And then from Duncan, Oklahoma, all the way down past Dallas and Tyler and all that. It was a long ride. I get here when the store closes. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You want to unload the truck? I'm going home tomorrow. They're like, nope, see you at 5.
Oh.
Someone wanted to say hi.
Hello, puppy.
They're saying hi to you. They're saying hi to you. She's like, Dad, I don't want the camera in my face.
Yeah, she doesn't look too thrilled. She's like, really, Dad?
She's a good dog, though. But I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Me too. I'm not all the way better yet, and I am still having to be careful not to overdo it. Today was the first day I actually got to do a little something. So I was out in the main garden, and I thought, sheesh, I've only got like 4 days before I can start planting this garden. So if I can do it, I need to get some of the weeds out. And so, the only place you get weeds during the wintertime is the holes that you burn to actually stick the plants down in. And so it's pretty quick to weed it. And of course, once you plant it, then you hardly have any weeding to do at all in it for the rest of the season. But I just got down on my hands and knees and just crawled from one hole to another, pulling out the weeds.
I'm scared to see what my garden looks like. I haven't been home in 2 weeks.
There. Little Fishes and Loaves Life, welcome.
Oh no,
you haven't been home in 2 weeks?
Nope. They didn't want me going. My boss said I'm doing such a great job. People are calling in about me saying how they want me to come back and unload the truck at their store and all that. He goes, you're doing so good. I'm going to keep you out for another week. I go, and you'll see this truck sitting in Irving, Texas too, because I'll be done.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you drive, does your rig belong to a company or does it belong to you?
Yeah. No, I'm a company driver. After 14 years of driving for myself, when I retired back in September of driving over the road, long distance and staying out for months. Mm-hmm. I said, if I have to go back to driving, I'm going to go as a company driver. And that's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Hi, little Frenchie. I know her. I got to meet her. She's awesome.
Fishes was saying hi to Gypsy.
They're saying hi to you. The people are saying hi to you. You're like, you really don't care, do you?
She's still just looking at you like, seriously?
You look
Yes,
this
Fran,
way
that
so
is
they
a
can
good
see me.
idea. I should put something down in them over the winter time so that I don't have to weed them at all come spring. But you know what happens is I grow so much and then I have to can it and dehydrate it and all the different things that I do to it that by the time summer is over with, I don't even feel like pulling out the old plants. I usually just stop and deal with it, later on, either in the fall or around January or February. I'll go out there and start pulling a few plants out here and there. And it's just because I'm just wore out and ready for gardening season to be over by then.
Oh, I'm hoping to garden all through the winter. But I'm
Mm,
debating on if I'm going to do a 25 by 20 greenhouse or if I'm just going to cut it down to 20 long, 10-foot wide. I haven't decided yet.
mm. Well, our greenhouse is all apart right now. It's a cattle panel greenhouse, and I've had it up for years. But we had to redo the plastic this year, and I was telling Mark that I run out of room, so I would like another cattle panel added on to it to make it a little bit longer, and I would like it raised up 2 feet so that I have more shelf room. And so, with all the days that he works and stuff, and the rain and the weather, then it's not been put back together yet. So, there's plants all in the house everywhere. I have a huge, oversized, hey, Garden State Gardener, welcome. I have a huge,
That
oversized kitchen
he's following
island,
me.
and it's completely covered with plants. Our back porch is
Yeah.
covered with plants. My mom's back porch is covered with plants. Uh, just waiting for that last frost date to go by.
You know what
Byron
I mentioned to
said
someone
something
yesterday?
to you.
What did Barbara? Wait, what is he saying about me now?
He said
My
we
garden
went
state
with
gardener.
12 by 12 with raised beds all around and love it, is what he said.
Well, I'm doing mine are. Oh, you mean your greenhouse is a 12 by 12? Is that what he's saying?
I think so, yes.
Hey, Garden State. Hey, Joe. I'm winning this Sunday again. You didn't. I didn't tell you what happened. I had to work Sunday, unloading the truck till like 10 o'clock at night, and I finally win at Garden State Gardeners for seeds, and I couldn't claim them because I never responded back to them. I
And
was
you
like,
were,
son of a gun! I finally won.
I've never won anything on anybody's channel. I keep waiting and waiting to win a Ridge Life shirt.
Oh, me too.
I don't
I'm
see it.
making him
I
a
don't see it
trade.
happening.
I'm making him a trade. I'm going to give him one of mine, but he has to give me one of his because I've been wanting one of his shirts for a while too. You're going to have
Uh-huh.
shirts made, right?
Well, I need to get a hold of him and
See,
see if he can make them and get them to me
well,
this quick. Um,
yeah, he said to
let's
email
see.
him.
Let's see. Somebody asked you something. Okay, it was Fishes. Asked, "Are you going to build tables or put those plastic fold outs in, Ed, in your greenhouse?"
No, I'm going to actually build a table in the very back of it so I can do my seed starters, and I'm going to put a couple wooden shelves on the inside so I can leave the seed starters in there. And then actually on one side of the thing, if I do a 25 by 20, I'm going to do 4 raised beds in the middle of it and 2 structures on each side of it to put my grow bags on and all that, and then shelving units to put my seeds in because someone was complaining earlier, I think in my life, not really complaining, saying they had a lot of excuse me, a lot of you know, starters to move outside so they can harden and all that. I'm like, buy a 4-tier shelving unit that has wheels on it. Wheel it in, wheel it out. Problem
Kinfolk
solved.
Farm of Georgia, welcome in. You say, LOL, hey, we both sitting in a truck stop.
Actually, no, we're not, Mr. Shane. I'm actually sitting in the middle of a strip mall parking lot in front of the store I got to deliver at tomorrow. I don't get to stop at a truck stop.
Y'all see my shirt? Two old people on a couch. I'm sporting their YouTube shirt tonight.
You got a new one coming too.
Oh, yes.
But you cannot call it a mail call because it's going to be hand delivered to you at the meetup. Right. I'm not shipping it.
Look, I see. I didn't know I was going to be doing a live stream, so y'all get to see the shirt before it actually comes out on the mail call.
Now that's funny.
See, because I wasn't planning on going live, and then Fran talked me right into it. Although you didn't have to talk too hard, did you, Fran? She's like, Kim, go live, I'm bored. So I messaged back and said, well, it'll take me about 30 minutes. Let's see. Exactly. Great idea, but you want them to not be in the shade of the other shelves unless they are staying that way, I thought. Now, our greenhouse, it's a cattle panel greenhouse, and we're raising it off the ground 2 feet. We just use ours for starting plants, and we usually do like keep 1 or 2 tomato plants in there. It just extends the season a little bit, but that's all ours is for. But I think Ed is getting a big, real high tunnel, aren't you? Or low tunnel?
I'm building it.
Oh, you're building it?
Yeah, I've got all the lumber already at the house. I'm using 4x4s, 8x8s, 8x6s, 2x4s, and I've already got the plastic. So I'm going to build it probably about 8 foot high. But then I might just turn around and build, just to irritate a captain on the shed wars I'm in. Just to irritate them, I might go ahead and build it 25 foot wide, 20 foot long.
Barun says, what do you call a dog with no legs being dragged behind a boat? I would think something maybe like
Deadwood.
Skipper.
Dogwood.
Oh, I thought Skipper, and then he wrote Skip.
Oh my God.
Shirt surprise, and nope, didn't take much convincing to go live. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was actually considering it earlier today, and then I almost ran all the way out of energy working in the garden, even though I wasn't doing much but crawling around on my hands and knees, pulling some weeds out. And the thing is that it's not, we do no-till, and so the dirt is pretty soft, so the weeds actually come out pretty easy. I mean, you'll come up on one every now and then that you really have to give a little tug to, but usually they just come right out. And so it's not like it was all that much work, but it still tuckered me out. But I had been thinking about going live.
So you do the no-till for your garden?
Well, we just stopped tilling it. That's what we did. We don't put anything in particular or special on it. We just, we tilled it, and then we would, we put the weed barrier and stuff down, and then, you burn the holes with a weed torch to where you're going to plant your plants. And what I did is I wrote on the back side at the end of each roll of weed barrier I wrote like tomato, cucumber, bell peppers, because they all have different spacings. And so that if I did decide to roll them all up for the winter, because they say that if you roll it up and put it away during the winter, then it'll last a lot longer. But mine's been out there, I think 5 years, and it still looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. So
Right.
I didn't really need to do that, but I did it so that when you roll it up, then the name of whatever plant goes in it would be showing. So you wouldn't have to be digging and saying which roll does this go in, what goes in, what gets planted here.
Right.
But
Well, this year,
we just we take one of those what's it called, a garden auger, and we stick it on our um, like porter cable, and we just dig out the whole part. So we pull the dirt out of the hole, and then we add some calcium to it, some Epsom salt, and some goat minerals, and then rabbit manure. And we stick our plant in there and put the dirt back. And so the only dirt that's been disturbed is right where the plant goes. But it gets
okay.
put back nice and soft. So it's not the entire garden getting the dirt moved around and stuff. And so it's usually pretty soft, right? And not that big of a deal. That's why any weeds that do come up, they can be pulled up real easy.
That's cool. So you do the no till thing, and I do the no till thing also. Mine
Mm-hmm.
is called the shovel flip.
Mm.
You get it?
Yeah.
Shovel flip.
Yeah.
Wow, this crowd's rough today. No, I had to do every one of these beds over again, and I don't have a tiller. So I just flipped
Mm-hmm.
the dirt that was there. All the worms came to the top. I was like, sweet. Added more dirt, raised them up, and perfectly good soil.
Yeah. Our garden has tons of worms in it, and I think it has to do with not tilling it.
Yeah. Oh, guess
Let's
what I'm
see.
fixing to plant? And I'm
Hang
going to
on
give
just a
some.
second.
Okay.
Let's catch up on these chats here. See if we missed anybody who's came in. Okay, there's the question about the tables. A greenhouse needs to be at least 12 wide, yeah. Both sitting at a truck stop. Can't do that unless you have hard ground and a flat opening for the greenhouse. Exactly, great idea, but you want them to not be in the shade of the shelves. Yeah, I got that one. Oops.
Yeah, that one about the greenhouse, I didn't quite understand.
I forgot how we spoke to each other before, but if it's too late, you can recycle my hot sauce. I'm terrible with social stuff since this quarantine, or 14 years old. One of those. That Garden State Gardener. Oh, I could have read that part first. I was like, what are they talking about? Fran, we did today too. It wasn't too bad since the ground is still pretty wet, but I was doing some in full sun when it was the hottest. Gave myself a headache. Oh, Fran, we've considered weed barrier for our patch. It is fantastic bar run as long as you get the DeWitt Sunbelt brand. It's called woven weed fabric. Uh, it's on Amazon. Um, but it is absolutely amazing stuff. It has made my gardening life so much easier. Oh, you are too good at that stuff, Joe. Transfer some of those skills my way. How's your son feeling? Oh, best time to weed is after a light rain. Yes, my granny always went and weeded her garden after it rained. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oaks. Hello, Kenny.
He
Welcome
passed his
in.
class.
Oh, did you, Kenny? Oh, congratulations. We had 2 days of rain. I was supposed to plant tulip bulbs and daylilies, but got sidetracked with weeding. He will have his surgery sometime in the summer. Oh, he's doing okay now. We know why. He can go far without breathing hard. It was in reference to the rolling shelf. Okay, there you go, Ed. It was in reference to the rolling shelf.
Oh, okay.
Growing with Hudson. Hello, welcome in. We are just chit-chatting. We've got Ed's Crazy Homestead up here with us. Okay, I think we're all caught up now, Ed. Okay, what were you saying, hon?
I have no clue.
I'm sorry.
I forgot. I'm old. You can't stop an old man in mid sentence and tell him to hold on and expect him to remember it.
I'm sorry. I'm not that old and I can't remember stuff if like Mark will start saying something right when I was getting ready to, and if he don't let me finish, then I completely lose all train of thought, and then he'll say, "What were you going to say?" And I don't know. And then he'll start trying to, you know, give me bits and pieces of, well, we were talking about this and we were talking about that. I'm like, don't do that. It does not work. It's just gone.
It ran away. But now I remember. I'm hoping, and if it all works out, I'll send you some next year.
Mm-hmm.
The gin corn that Kinfolk Farms grew last year, and he gave it all away.
Oh.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Is that sweet
Let's
corn
start it.
or is
No,
it filled
it's all
corn?
different colors. It's all different color corn.
Oh.
One stalk will be like pink, blue, red, white, black, green. There's three uses for it, from what I've been told. One, you can pop it with. Two, you can grind it up for like a cornmeal, and I can't remember the third one. Maybe Shane from Kinfolk Farms could tell you, but it all originated from Good Simple Living. Went to Paula Wells. Paula Wells then grew some. I think gave some to Kinfolk Farms. They both grew it. They gave me some. So now my next video of me planting corn is going to be titled Paula Wells and Kinfolk Farms Corn Grow. Because I told them if I had some of it, I would film it from start to finish until the day I have to pick it. And it is beautiful corn.
Yeah, I would like some of those seeds if you remember.
Well, I got plenty, and I'm going to see you in like 2 weeks. So I'll bring some.
Yeah.
Oh, it's glass gin corn is what it's called.
Glass gin corn, huh? Kenny says, yes, he finished yesterday, Wednesday, but unfortunately he won't know what his grades are until Monday or after. Oh.
Did you see what Kinfolk Farms wrote?
When we're old, we'll be friends. And if we forget, we'll be new friends. I love that.
Right.
Growing with Hudson says, 10 watching, hit that like button. Yes, please, and thank you. Let's see, Little Frenchie in Big Texas. Good evening, everyone. Heading to bed here. Oh, good night, Ann. Thanks for stopping in.
Good night, Ann.
You have sweet
Smack
dreams.
Jake for me.
Oh no, not glass germs. glass germs. Glass germ corn. It's a hard corn for grits, cornmeal, or popcorn. Ah.
That was the third one I couldn't remember, the grits.
Fisher says, those glass germ corn kernels are beautiful. You can make jewelry with it too. Oh, I have never seen them. We planted broom corn to make handmade brooms this fall. I'm excited. I have my great-grandfather's broom press. Oh, That will be cool. You will definitely have to video that bar run.
What doesn't bar run video?
Yeah. I need to find somebody who does that cane work on chairs. Little has a rocking chair that he's had for a long time, and he's messed some of the caning up on it. So I need to find somebody to repair that because I would like it to stick around for a long time. It would be nice that if the world lives, when he has kids, he can pass it down to his kids.
Take a picture of that chair and send it to me. I might be able to can repair it for you.
I'm really not sure what I think it's called cane. I'm just not for sure. But yeah, I'll try to remember that. It's there for a minute and then it's gone for hours and hours or maybe days. And then like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll say, oh, I was supposed to send Ed a picture of that chair 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I thought I was bad about forgetting. Oh crap. You know what? You mentioning that? I was actually supposed to call Homestead Aquarius or email them. Oops. And he asked me that at 1 o'clock this afternoon or 1:30 this afternoon.
Oh,
Oops,
no.
my bad.
Notepads are my best friend because without them, I remember nothing.
I forget to get the notepads. But yeah.
I'm writing me a note right now. See? I'm
Why
not kidding.
Yep.
See?
Wow.
Send
Yeah,
pic of
I have to do
Little's
that.
chair to Ed. Hey, Courtney. If you want to come on up, come on up. The link is pinned to the top. Bar Run says art. What do you mean, Bar Run? Did I miss something?
What do you call a dog with no legs on a wall? Art.
Oh, I love Bar Run's jokes. I completely missed that. The last I seen was about the glass gem corn and the broom corn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Yep. That's pretty good. Never heard of that. Let's see. It's, whoops. Ah, these things just go everywhere they want to go on me. It's beautiful, Kim. They, no, really pretty kernels, fresh. I've never seen it in person, but beautiful pictures. I am very interested in that. Very, very interested in it.
I need a haircut.
Let's see. It does me no good to go get a haircut. Every time I do, they butcher me, and then I have to pay the price for it for a long time because my hair grows very, very slow.
Yeah,
It's
I just
called
have to get a
caning. There you go. It's called caning the chair. Oh.
Okay, still need to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone around here that does it. Let's see. Oh my. So where is Bob at Bar Run? At North and South Homestead. See, go live. They will come. If you build it, they will come. Oh goodness. I mean, I haven't seen that movie. What's something Field of Dreams, something like that, in many, many years. My mom and I used to do that when I was younger. Oh, you used to do what? Caning? Well, I flubbered tagging you, Kim. It's okay. It's okay, Fran.
And Joe, right now I'm in the state of Texas. Tomorrow, this time, I'll be in the state of Louisiana.
I am looking forward to going to Oklahoma. I have never been there, so now I will get to mark it on my map. Been there, done that in Oklahoma.
Oh my God. You don't want me to tell you how many times I've been there. You would need 4 notepads.
Bar Run says yes, cane chairs when he was younger. And Fisher says it's coming back in big time, the caning. It's a wooden rocking chair, and the seat part has it on there, and I think that it's caning. I'm not sure. Those types of chairs were some of the best if you took care of them. Yeah, I remember they used to make big rocking chairs for grown-ups, and they had the caning with the little like circle patterns going through them, and they did last a very long time as long as you kept them out of the weather. So what do you think your garden's going to look like when you get home, Ed?
Oh my God. I'm hoping everything's like 10 foot tall and the weeds are like 2 inches tall. That would be really nice. I really wasn't worried about having to be home to water it because it rained for 3 days last weekend. So they got a good, nice soaking.
Courtney, it should be pinned up at the top. Do you see it? Hexagon. Yes, that's what it was, hexagon pattern. Well, them weeds, they sure like the rain. So I hope when you get home that it is not way overgrown and out of control for you, Ed, because that would be a lot of work.
Yeah, but you know what? It's work that I like to do. To me, it's not work; it's playtime.
Yes.
Hi,
Courtney.
Hey, how are you doing? Hi, Ed.
Good.
The Homestead. What's up?
Hi, Courtney.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
Let me see if I can move these pictures around so that we're all not squished in here. I don't know if it looks, yeah, we're cutting Courtney off. I need to move it around. There we go, layout. Okay, which one puts the one talking in the middle?
Oh, there you go.
We'll just switch it around and see. Is that better?
Look, I can fix her hair for her if she needs it.
Oh no, that made me big.
My hair totally
That's
needs
not the right one.
fix. I can tell you that. You could only
I'm getting all mine cut off.
There we go.
Is that it? There we go. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, I was gonna go and relax for a little bit, and then I saw that you were on, and I'm like, I got to show my love and support. So,
well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Fran yelling at me, hit the right button. I'm always hitting the wrong buttons. Oh, goodness.
It's been a crazy day. Planting stuff and
what did you get planted?
Basically all my herbs and stuff. Most of them. Man, my hair's a mess. So sorry, guys. I'm not looking my best this evening. I can tell you that much.
I was not planning on going live, and I was working in the garden. So this is what you get. Yeah. And I apologize for that.
You see that hair? That hair's a mess.
This is what gardeners really look like.
Truck driving gardeners at
true self. Yes, this is our true self.
Pretty much. But yeah, so I got all my herbs planted. I planted this new one this year I've never planted before. It's called Lovage. And it's supposed to taste just like celery. So I'm hoping I can dry it and use it for seasoning of, potato soup or anything, So.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I got some celery and stuff planted, but the Lovage was my backup plan in case I killed myself celery. So Hey, Growing with Hudson, how you doing? But yeah, so
Fisher says, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
yeah. But I don't have too much planted. Like I don't have my tomatoes or peppers yet. We're just on the verge of like getting out of the frost scare, you know? So I probably won't plant my tomatoes or peppers till the end of this month. But
Where are you?
Yeah,
I'm in Northeast Ohio.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
got probably what 2 more months before you can start planning.
Yeah, no. End of this month, particularly. I mean, May 8th is the last frost date, but I don't particularly trust that because last year on the 16th it snowed here. So, you know.
last year was a bad year. Usually May 9th, we can put stuff in the ground and we're good to go.
Yeah.
But last year, we seriously kept getting frosts and freezes and stuff, and I could not get my garden out until the last couple of days of May, and then of course because you have so much to get out, then the rest didn't get done until like the first week of June. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Now our well, we've got like 3 or 4 days before we can technically plant in the ground. But I was just looking at the Weather Channel and I told Mark, I said, yeah, we're waiting until like the 12th because, no, I think it was the 16th or 17th. I said,
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna put my
it's just
basil
going to
out
be getting too cold.
Yeah. I'm just like basil really doesn't like the cold anyway. So I'm not putting, I'd only put like my cold weather herbs, stuff that could really handle it out. Other than that, like basil and stuff like that, I didn't put out because not yet anyway. Not until it's a little hotter.
Garden State
Wow.
says May 20th frost in New Jersey.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
My frost has been over with for like 2.5 months, and I can plant anything in the ground right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, quit rubbing it in, Ed. Nobody likes a bragger, Ed.
Yeah, but you know what the funny part about it is? You two could probably plant at the end of the month and already have like 500 tomatoes and peppers and all that, and I'm still waiting for stuff to grow.
Really?
Yeah, because I just
Why?
started planting them. I started planting them 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I planted a whole raised bed, and part of one, and 9 more containers.
Yeah.
And I haven't been home to see them yet since I planted them.
Yeah.
Ed, Fishes is asking you, what's your zone? They didn't hear.
8,
And
8A.
we can only plant cherry tomatoes here in 10B. The bigger ones are dying here soon.
We planted potatoes, we planted peas, but I don't have my green beans, pumpkins, or squash. I mean, I started them, but I don't have them in the ground. But peas are in the ground, and potatoes are already ready to go. They can take the cold a little bit better.
Well, now I didn't do peas this year.
You know what I realized?
We have so many peas still canned up that I didn't see the need to go ahead and do more.
You know what I
Says
realized?
Southern Ohio here, potatoes, sweet corn, green beans, pumpkin, squash, and peas already up. Woohoo, Bar Run on the go.
What did you realize, Ed?
The first 9 containers I planted a month ago, they're growing like weeds. I've already had to build up for my potatoes in one of the containers I built. But I realized you don't take a whole bag of squash seeds and plant them in one container. Holy crud. I'm going to literally have to tear this thing apart.
Was it going to eat you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to tear it apart and transplant them into the bigger garden.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not think, I've never planted squash before because I don't eat it. Or zucchini.
Oh.
And I've got to do the same thing with that. It's like, crap. Don't do that.
Yeah, we started squash and zucchini, but we haven't got it in the ground. It's in our greenhouse. But peas we've had up for about a month now. I planted those Lincoln peas. Last year I did King Tut, but I wanted to do both this year, but if I want to save seeds, I can't have both, because of, cross pollination. So I just did one variety, which was the Lincoln. So I hope they're just as good.
I've got a question for both of you then, because you guys know more about gardening than I do. What I normally grow is habaneros, jalapenos, and potatoes and tomatoes. That's it. I don't know nothing about this other. Black-eyed peas, can you literally throw those on any bed that you're already growing in for ground cover?
I'm not sure. I've never grown black-eyed peas. I can't tell you.
Me either.
I don't know either.
Either.
Straight
Maybe
from the
somebody-
can.
I
How
love them.
about y'all? Do y'all have?
I imagine you
have an
can.
answer for Ed?
Most of that, like especially with the roots, are nitrogen fixers. I know peas are their roots, and sunflowers, their roots are nitrogen fixers. So like if you use it as a ground covering, I'm sure it would be, it'd be great for your soil, but I'm not sure. I've never grown black-eyed peas before.
I'm trying everything new. Kale.
Oh yeah, I've grown kale for the first time this year too. I typically don't like it, but I'm gonna try and juice it and see if I like it better that way.
The funny part about it, everything that I'm growing, I don't eat. I don't eat squash, zucchini, or anything like that, but my friends do. So
Yeah.
I'm growing it for them, I guess, and for Shed Wars. So,
We grow a lot of zucchini. It's our favorite squash to grow.
Ed, what team are you on for Shed Wars?
since they just changed the name of it, as of me finding out today, Aquarius,
Oh,
Homestead Aquarius.
okay. Yeah, I'm on Will It Grow's team, so you better look out.
I'm so sorry you're on Will It Wilt.
Will It Wilt. I love that. That's great. Will It Wilt.
Yeah, me and John keep going at it pretty hard.
Fran, Ed was wanting to know if you can just spread out black-eyed peas for a ground cover, if they would come up. Fran was asking what you were asking about, Ed.
Okay.
Well, we grow zucchini and we grow a lot of it, and a lot of times it gets way too big.
Yeah.
But we also have rabbits, and our
Oh.
rabbits love it.
I imagine
So
chickens
it
would
never goes
too.
to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the chickens get so tired of squash and tomatoes.
We're just
By
looking
the end of the season,
squash
they won't even
and-
eat it.
Well,
Squash.
see now,
Then
Fry the
Barbara
squash and
says,
zucchini with peppers and onions. Okay, Ed, there you go.
and do what with
zucchini-
it? Because I'm still not going to eat it.
Yeah, but listen, zucchini, whatever you cook it with, it takes on that taste and flavor. Okay. So you can put it in anything. You can put it in spaghetti. It doesn't matter. I
Hmm.
mean, it will literally take on the taste. You can put it in pineapple juice and it'll make it taste like pineapples.
see, my biggest thing is the outside of it. A lot of people leave the outside on it when they cook
Ugh.
it. I can't do that. I love cucumbers, but I can't eat cucumber skins. That
Mhm.
grosses me out. I have to peel the cucumber. You know what I mean? So
High
agree.
five, Courtney.
Huh?
High five, Courtney.
Yeah,
On the
for real.
phone.
But I can't eat
I
that
agree.
zucchini skin. It's like blah. Like, and I think that's what turns me off about it is the fact that it's just, yeah. But I am growing it this year. I'm growing the 8-ball ones, the round ones, and I'm gonna cut those in half when I get them. I want to cut them in half and roast them, and then like make it into like a pizza zucchini or something like that. I think I would really like it. Anything flavored pizza, I like. You know?
Yeah. Well, they have those little noodle things, you stick the zucchini in it and you just turn it, and it turns it into like spaghetti noodles.
Oh,
And you can use it for anything that you use spaghetti noodles for, or egg noodles. Because again, it takes on the taste, the flavor of whatever you put in with it.
yeah.
And so there's a lot of things you can do with that, Ed. A lot of
Well, I'll
things.
try it. Just like Shane, Kinfolk Farm said, pick kale fresh and eat it. It's good.
Yeah.
I've never had kale.
Ed, do
I don't
you
think I've
like
had it that
fried green
much.
tomatoes?
Oh, I love fried green tomatoes.
Okay, here you go. Zucchini, you cut it up and you do it just like fried green tomatoes, and you would swear you were eating fried green tomatoes.
Hmm.
Oh, crap.
Hmm.
You guys are going to get to me eating this stuff that I've hated all my life.
Well, I
Well,
really I saw somebody cut up those long neck squashes, those little yellow ones, whatever they're
Mhm.
called, and they cut it
Summer
up.
squash.
Yeah. And they cut it up and they put it in the oven and baked it, put salt and pepper on it, and made it like a French fry.
Mhm.
And if I can make it look like a French fry, I think I would eat it. Because I love French fries.
But Kim, did you see what Kinfolk Farms wrote to you?
No, Kim, please tell me you are loading up on zucchini bread. So good. Oh, yeah, we love zucchini bread. Yeah,
You know what you should do?
see, I grew quite a bit of it. The first time that I grew zucchini, um, we were just overloaded in it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do with this? Because the only thing I knew how to do with it was to make zucchini bread.
Yeah.
I'm like, we do
Yep.
not need that much zucchini bread. We'd all weigh 2,000 pounds by the end of summer.
Now, with
And
zucchini, is it
so,
better to pick it young? You just wait till it gets big, or does it matter? I know with like some cucumbers, if you wait till they're too big, they're just nasty.
yeah, the ones that you buy in the store are usually about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches long, something like that. To me, that's a little too small.
Yeah.
But I think going over a foot long is starting to get a little too big. And now that is my preference in it, because when they're little like the stores, there's not. I mean, they're thinner than a cucumber most of the time, But if you give it just a little bit more time, but see, I am notorious for giving them too much time.
Yeah.
And then the
Well, I was
rabbits
told
get
like
them.
overnight they can be huge. So you just got to keep going out there and picking them, because if not, you're going to get a zucchini that's this big and this big around, like, because they just grow so fast.
Yeah, I just within when you see them and they're on the small side and you think, oh, it needs a little more time. If you wait more than 3 days, you have passed that time of the perfect size. So
You know what
from
you
there,
should
you
do,
just
Kim?
check it every day.
You should make some zucchini bread. Bring it to the meetup, because you know Kinfolk Farms is going to be there, and walk right by them with it. Say, "Oh, this is not for you."
Oh, that's just me.
You guys talking about the meetup down in Kentucky?
No,
No, in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know
May
there's several
22nd.
going on, but
Yeah, there's one in Grand Rivers, Kentucky, in September.
yeah, Stringfield Ridge, I think, puts that on. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we're having one in June in Ohio. Sherry and Two Family Homesteads putting it on. So
Yes, I'm
I'm
going to
hoping
try
I
to
can
be at
meet a
that
lot
one
of
too.
people. Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah,
to
I
go to
wrote
that
it
one because
down.
I'd like to meet them too.
Yeah. Oh, they just came to my house like a week ago. They're so
Really?
Yeah, they don't live very far from me. And we hung out for a little bit, and they saw my chickens and my garden, and they're just super nice people. I love them.
Fran says she shreds squash into a lot of stuff to bulk it up. We freeze it. We get so much of it, we shred it and we freeze it so that when we
Does it
want
freeze okay,
to,
or does it get watery?
yeah, no, it freezes
okay?
fine. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because
And
I would
then
love
you
to
just,
do that and make those noodles and freeze it.
Yeah, you can do that. And another thing is that if you like zucchini bread, you just put the right amount into Ziploc bags, label it, throw it in your freezer, and you can eat zucchini bread in the dead of winter time. You
Oh,
know,
wow. Yeah,
just
See,
that's
make it up.
cool.
I'm learning
But
how to
yeah,
can this year because I've never done it before. I mean, I got 3 water baths and 2 pressure cookers, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I have enough
uh,
jars to supply an army.
the best suggestion that anybody can give you to a new canner is buy the Ball Blue Book
Mhm.
for
I just
canning.
bought one.
And it will tell you how to do everything. All you have to do is follow the directions.
Hmm. The best
Now,
thing
I
to do to
cheat.
start off with canning, though, is water bath can. Once you
Yes.
get comfortable with water bath canning, then you'll feel more comfortable with pressure canning. You know,
Yes.
I just did
Now, on
46 jars of barbecue sauce
nice.
weeks ago.
mhm. On the canning book, I cheat because I put notes in mine, because they'll tell you like each there's a section for each thing, and it'll tell you the time and all this stuff on that page and how much salt or whatever, some kind of little detail about it, if it's water bath or if it's pressure can. And I will just write a note on the recipe that I'm doing, and I'll just write it in there. Okay, this is pressure canner or this is water bath canner, so I don't have to keep flipping back
Yeah.
and forth. And it really bothers me that you pay that much money for it and they couldn't have used, a tenth of a cent to finish printing that detail
Yeah.
on the page.
Do I just get that through Amazon?
Yeah, you can get
Yeah,
it through
I paid
Amazon.
like $20 or something, and I got it shipped to my house, and I just got it. Like I've been
Okay.
canning before. I wanted that book, but there for a while, like you couldn't get it at all. It was like one of those books that was like hard to get. You couldn't find it at Walmart, you couldn't find it anywhere. Finally, I saw that it was back on Amazon and I grabbed it up. So hopefully it's up there still for you.
Hmm.
Oh, and a little tip: if anybody's looking for canning jars and all that, try Family Dollar.
Oh,
And I know that for a fact because that's who I deliver for. And I've unloaded 50 cases of them at one store.
nice. What is the
Well,
Golden Harvest? Is that what the brand is?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think
I'll
Golden Harvest,
I'll
I
look
heard is pretty
tomorrow.
good.
I'll look tomorrow to make sure because I've got to deliver to 3 stores in the morning.
Are
So,
you a truck driver?
yes,
Yeah,
I'm in my
husband
truck
is
right now.
too. That's cool. A lot of people on YouTube, their husbands or even their wives are truck drivers. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see right up here where this
Community.
mess is, where all this mess is up here,
Yeah.
from about right here from where this box ends, over is going to be a garden.
Oh, okay.
fishes. Yes, Courtney and I are part of that non-skin eaters. Non-skin
Oh,
eaters club.
I'm with Courtney on that. To eat. I love cucumbers, but I'm not eating it with the peel on it.
I
Oh,
mean, I
hell.
will if I'm desperate for a cucumber. If I'm desperate, but it's just not something I prefer. It's just,
You'd have to be really desperate.
yeah.
I mean, like dying desperate.
Fishes, it's the Family Dollar and I think Dollar General, they have Golden Harvest. That's what it's called. And then Kerr and Ball are basically the same company. They merged a long time ago, but they still have Kerr jars and then they still have Ball jars.
I don't really need any jars. I've been buying jars for a while. And when we first started growing a big, huge garden, then Mark gets paid every 2 weeks. So on payday, I would go and I would buy like 3 to 5 cases of jars each payday.
Yeah.
Because
My
I
husband
knew
is guilty.
in my mind, how many we needed, like, kind of working it out, like working your garden out. How many do I need to plant to supply my whole year's need in that? And so we kind of figured it out that way. And so I had been doing that for, well, almost a whole year. I would go buy jars, and then I would pick them up here and there too.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of jars, but it never hurts to have a couple of extra cases.
There's flea markets too that I go to. Well, you probably can't anymore, but before all this stuff happened in the world, I was really into canning anyway. And I would go to flea markets and buy old Atlas jars. Like I bought a couple of cases of Atlas jars for $10. And I use the lids use just the same. I just use the ball lids on them, and it works out just as good, but now they probably want to, if you go to a flea market, they're going to probably want an arm and a leg for them now, because jars are so hard to come by and everything else. They've kind of ruined the whole canning thing. I mean, I did it for doing it for fun and because I like to do it. Now people are just in a panic. And
right. Okay, y'all hold down the fort. I gotta go pee.
Okay. But I was lucky when I started doing homesteading. My cousin said, well, I don't ever use this stuff. She gave me 3 huge water bath things with the lids, a smaller one, a pressure cooker, a dehydrator, and I think 12 boxes full of jars. The big like banana boxes.
yeah.
I think 12 of those with the jars, the lids, the little pins, all that. I don't have to worry about buying all that stuff.
Nice.
But I'm going to get into dehydrating.
My husband, if he sees something that we use a lot of, like there's a certain jar that's perfect for pickles, the wide mouth, so perfect for pickles. So if he goes out and he sees wide mouth jars, he gets them, stuff like that. So he's always bringing home something, and we have plenty, but he just won't stop buying. So
sounds like he's addicted.
Yeah.
But see, what I need to do is get recipes for like how to do, like you said, pickles and other things to can, but also want to start making bread, because I was also given a bread maker.
Oh, cool.
And if I'm going to do this zucchini crap, someone's got to send me a recipe of how to make the zucchini bread, and I'll hook Shane up. He'll get 2 a week for like months.
Yeah. Well, you need to look, if you have a bread maker, your bread maker should have came with a manual of some sort. Now, if you have a manual in there, it might show you how to make zucchini bread for the bread maker.
Well, so it's a used one, so I don't know if the book's with it.
Oh, okay.
I
got a used one, and I was fortunate. I got the book with it, so it has like all the bread maker recipes in there.
I'll look when I get home tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Just catch up on the chats because I'm missing it all.
Yeah, Bar Run Forge. I'm in my studio, so the lights are on in here.
I'm in my studio too. It just drives down the road.
That's awesome. But yeah, so I can't wait. I've never really pressure canned either. I've only ever water bathed. So I had a friend who from Oklahoma actually shipped me a canner, a pressure canner. So I'm going to be using that a lot this summer. A lot.
I went and bought 2 of them at Walmart.
Oh, did you?
16 quart.
Are they the Presto?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have.
And the funny part about it is they had only 2 dehydrators because I want to make my own powders for seasonings for like jalapeno, habanero, onion, and garlic. So I bought 2 of them. Like that should be enough to, do what I want to do. My cousin gives me another one, the exact same one she used once.
Oh.
And then I'm giving another YouTuber one of them because she said she needed one. And so I'm trying to be the nice supporter of other channels that help.
Aww,
so I went out.
Nice of you.
I went to give her one, Holy crap. The price just to ship it to Indiana is like, I can use that money for gas and just run it up to her and run back home. Holy crap. It was $125 to ship something that weighs maybe 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? We'll figure it out how to get it to you. So I went out and bought another one so I could still have 3. Now I have 4. So what I'm going to do is just order it and have them ship it to her. And I go, there you go. You got your dehydrator.
Yeah.
So I'll end up with 4 dehydrators now.
Yeah, but you know what? If you dehydrate really hot peppers in one, you can't use it for anything else.
Right. And I'm going to be doing habaneros.
There's just one that's down for the count. So then you'll have 3 other ones that you can get going at the same time for different other things, and then use one strictly for your hot peppers. So.
Right. And I'll use, actually, the way I'm going to try to figure this out is do like one for fruits and stuff, one for strictly onions, one strictly for garlic, and one strictly for hot peppers.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Barbara and I was over here doing the pee-pee dance. I was thinking, oh no, I don't want to interrupt Courtney, but if I don't, I'm going to pee on myself. Did y'all see me kind of moving around doing the pee-pee dance?
I didn't know what you were doing.
Fishes says onions go outside. Yeah, you have no clue. I have a 9-tray Excalibur dehydrator, and my husband bought me a whole sack of onions, and I was like, I'm just gonna dehydrate these so they don't go bad. I dehydrated all of them. Like, I was smoking us out of the house. Like, my mom came over for dinner because we had got something out to eat, and she's like, Courtney, she's like, I'm gonna smell. She went home and she's like, my jacket and everything just stunk like onions.
Yeah. And
I like
fishes
onions. I didn't have the problem, but my husband's like, his eyes are watering.
I need to get make sure I get a hold of Growing with Hudson. Look at all the stuff that she pressure cans: brisket, chicken, ground hamburger, jellies, and chow chow.
Yeah.
Fishes said onions go outside. P.U. Yes. The first time that I did onions, I did them in the house too, Courtney. And it was bad. Eyes definitely water, and everything smells like onions. Yeah. So now I don't put my dehydrator outside because we have critters. And I'm always worried, and plus it's Kentucky, so it's very humid, and I wonder if that will ever cause any problems.
Dehydrate some onions.
Yeah. So what I do is when I'm doing onions, I will put them in the spare bedroom and open the window and put a fan in the window, and that sucks the strong onion smell out of the house.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Could you imagine someone coming over and everybody in the house is crying and they're like, What's wrong? Oh, we just got onions dehydrating.
You want to cry, Ed? You go to dehydrate those hot peppers, and you don't wear gloves.
Oh no! I did that once, and it was once.
Hey, Chris.
I got heavy duty surgical gloves. Yeah.
That might scare the critters too. It might. Onions are very, very strong when you dehydrate them.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you,
onions and stuff for a pesticide this year. I'm hoping it works.
Well, we usually get ants in the summertime, all in our kitchen by our kitchen sink, which I cannot understand because the sink will have no food around it or anything, yet there will be a ton of ants. So last year, I built a little raised bed, and I stuck mint in it, and that fixed the ant problem.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we get those little teeny, they call them sugar ants or whatever they're called. They always end up in the house too, and we always end up having or we get a gnat problem. But I know what the gnat problem is. My husband goes out to the garden, picks tomatoes, sets them in the windowsill, and then before you know it, we got a gnat infestation like you wouldn't believe.
I said hi, Chris. You just didn't hear me.
Oh, we've got somebody. Oh, Bar Run.
Hi, Chris.
Whatever reason. Oh, no, it's Chris's is held for review. There you go, Chris. Your comment got held. Troy, welcome, Troy, nomadic pack rat, and I am doing better. I worked in the garden a little bit today. I was on my hands and knees crawling around, but I still got it done.
Yeah.
So
At
doing
Kinfolk
better.
Farms, if this zucchini comes out really good and I can figure out how to make zucchini bread, I don't know if you heard me earlier, I'll send you so much zucchini bread you can freeze it and have it next year.
Ed, most of the zucchini recipes just call for like 1 cup of shredded zucchini. Don't listen to it. If you want really good zucchini, put 2 cups of shredded zucchini in it.
For Shane, I'll put 3. Really
That might be too much.
Oh, my husband's in here. Hey, babe.
I didn't see him.
Okay, which one's your husband?
I've got a delay
The one
though.
that says Courtney's husband.
There it is. Hi,
Oh,
Dustin.
yeah, I guess that would tell us, huh? Hey, Courtney's husband.
Milo giving you a run for your money tonight, Chris?
Sounds like it.
Milo is adorable.
Mhm.
Yeah, he is. I only have one adorable little fur baby, and she's right there.
Aw.
Did I disturb you? Did I disturb
He's like,
you?
You just woke me.
Yeah, but at 3:00 in the morning, I'll be sleeping. I'll look at, for some reason, every day at 3, I'll look at my phone going, crap, it's only 3. Couple more hours. And
Okay,
she'll know that I moved. She'll come out from underneath the blankets and stand on my chest and just look at me. It's like, really?
Aw.
She's adorable.
Yeah, she's super cute. I love little dogs.
She's a rat terrier chihuahua mix.
Aw.
Mhm.
What is
We
so
just-
great about her? Go ahead, Kim.
We just lost one of our little fur babies. Was it last week or the week before? She was pretty old though, and she was already mostly blind, and she couldn't hear much of anything anymore, and all that. But she lived a good life, but yeah. So now we've got one little lonely Yorkie,
Aw.
and
Yours
then
is
our
third?
wild child, our Little's black lab. She's got to be trained. Oh my goodness.
You're the
She's
third
wild.
channel that I've heard that has lost an animal this week.
Yeah, I know the Brazards said they lost theirs and it made me cry. I
They-
couldn't watch for very long. Just hearing about it just made me cry.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Kevin and Rachel from Hidden Heights Farm. Isn't that Hidden Heights Farm? Or something like that. They're friends with Dutch. Their guardian dog ended up passing away after a surgery.
Mm.
Horrible.
Yeah, they were pretty well shook up about it. Which, that was their guardian dog for their goats and everything. When I watched that whole thing, and I'm driving down the road and I started crying because losing a dog, is a kid. To me, that's my kid right there.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
happens to her.
Hi,
And then-
Willow's creation. I didn't see you
and
come
then-
in. I'm sorry.
Then going over to the Brouchards, and I'm looking at him like, well, why are you sitting alone? And you look like you're pissed off. And then I go, what did I miss? And that's when he told me, and I started tearing up. I'm like, see ya, click, and I got out of his life. I love that family to death. I'm hoping, since I'm only 3 hours away from them, I can meet them one day. But I couldn't sit through that and hear about.
I have a really hard time. My husband's like, "Oh yeah, a person dies, you don't cry very much, but if an animal dies, you just bawl your eyes out." And I'm like, I don't know why I'm like that. I'm just Sam. I'm really attached to animals. Like, I just
Mhm.
am. And so, yeah, I can't watch stuff like that. I can't watch animals dying on television, or anything like that. And there was one specifically, a movie that I watched that was like, it was like complete torture. Have you guys ever seen the Zookeeper's Wife?
Yes.
Ever seen it? Oh,
Mhm.
I literally cried from the beginning to the end. I will never watch that movie again. Never. It was horrible. Like it was a beautiful movie, but as far as animals dying in it, it was horrible, and I couldn't watch it. Like again, no way. That was
Growing
torture.
Growing with Hudson said copperheads are supposed to be bad this year with the cicadas. Uh,
That's fine. I
our
got a shotgun.
our neighbors are overloaded with copperheads. They were outside a couple of days ago, and I heard her yelling for the kids to stay on the porch, and she kept saying, "Right there's one, right there's one. They're all coming out here. Look at all of them." And yeah, bad this year.
Yeah, we don't get those around here. I've never seen one.
Because
I
it's always
saw-
cold.
Yeah, I saw one snake last year when I was getting. I have a specific garden that has nothing but wildflowers in it, and I was clearing it out to plant my wildflower seeds, and I saw one little snake that was like this big, and it was the first time I've ever seen one.
Mm.
We just don't. I don't know why, but we just don't get them around here.
Come down to Texas sometime. You could just be walking anywhere and see a rattlesnake.
Yeah, that's crazy. And those diamondback ones, they're supposed to be rare, but those diamondback rattlesnakes, those are scary looking.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really
Yeah.
scary.
We have rattlesnakes and copperheads and water moccasins, which most people know by cottonmouths here. And you really have to watch out for them. Now, we have a lot of black king snakes. I know up north they call them black racers, but down here they just call them king snakes. And they say, "Oh, well, you know, how you can tell the difference is look at their eyes." I'm like, if you're that close to see their eyes and it is a cottonmouth, you are bit and on your way to death.
Yeah.
You know, no,
Oh, shit,
thank
they wouldn't
you.
even have to. They wouldn't
They
even
have
have
a
to fight me.
narrower head too, not just their eyes. I mean, their eyes are slanted, but they have like they have a specific look. You'd know if you ran into they have a look about them that's
Yeah, I don't get close enough to tell. I am seriously terrified of snakes.
yeah, I don't
Even if it's just a little bug eater, I still freeze in fear.
yeah.
I've actually walked up one in Texas up on a rattlesnake and froze. And it's just sitting there. And I'm watching that rattle just move. Someone come up behind it and killed it. Then walking around in Florida, I walked up on another one and I was like, oh crap, here we go again. But at that time, I had a shotgun with me. It did not make it. I'll
Yeah.
put it that way. I did.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you really have to
Byron.
watch with rattlesnakes too. You can't just go around killing them because apparently they can still bite even after they're dead. So like you got to be careful with like their heads and stuff. You got to like make sure their heads are buried and
Mhm.
stuff like that because if somebody could run into them and even after they're dead, they can still bite you. That's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah, I
Byron
don't stick around
says,
long enough.
Yeah.
Byron says we are on the edge of Copperhead and Timber Rattler area. Do you know why some snakes are called racers? Byron, up north, they chase you. If
Really?
you come across a racer, they will chase you. But as soon as you turn around and start running toward them, then they'll stop and go the other direction. But as soon as you turn around to run back away, they'll start chasing you again.
What,
Yeah.
are those poisonous? Or
No,
they no?
no.
I would like to have one chase me once and see what it was about.
Yeah, a snake is a snake, and it's better off dead, Fran.
I understand that.
Yeah, I've not had one chase me, but again, I freeze when I see them. But I've seen other people get chased by them, and they have some vibrant blue. racers, king snakes also. They're actually very pretty. I mean, I don't think you could actually mimic that color. They're extremely pretty, but they will chase you too.
Let's put it this way: if a snake started chasing me, I would outrun any vehicle on the road, and all you would see is a white blur screaming as it goes by you, because I'm gone.
Well, like, okay, most snakes probably would chase you down. Okay, think about a boa constrictor. Think about how big they get. Would that thing chase you down? And if so, that thing's gonna move so fast. Like, there's no way that you're gonna outrun a boa, or a python or something.
I don't want to find out either.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking, Ed. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't want to find out.
I see a snake that big, I'm dead. I'm gonna have a heart attack, die right there.
Oh goodness.
That's funny.
I just saw that earlier comment. You were so sweet. Oh. Oh, yeah, I absolutely terrified of snakes. But
I don't think I've ever even touched one or anything like that. Like, I don't have a desire. Like, some people are all about it. I'm just, and I didn't know until recently. Like, I've watched movies about snakes and stuff like that. I can do that. But I didn't know till recently. Those king cobra, I didn't know king cobras were so big. Like, that is terrifying. I can't even imagine living in those countries with those king cobras. Like, that's terrifying to me.
Barun said he got bit by a copperhead on the hand.
Oh.
Oosh. Oh goodness. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight, y'all. I'm gonna be dreaming about poisonous snakes all night. Let's change the subject to fluffy bunnies or something.
We don't have a lot of bunnies around here either. I'm just surprised.
They would be frozen bunnies. I used to work for a company out of Ohio, and I used to have to go up there during the wintertime, and that sucked.
Yeah.
Okay, see,
I'm only like a half hour away from the snow belt too. So
we're freaking Hudson out too. She says, I'm in the house and I'm watching my back for a snake.
Oh.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, like it gets really cold and nasty up here, and like we don't get a lot of bunnies. I ran into one today actually. It ran across the road, and that was like the first time I've seen one in a long time.
Huh.
We have a big coyote population here, a big coyote population. So,
out of curiosity, what area of Ohio?
I'm in Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
I'm an hour away from Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I've been through Cleveland. I've been all over that area.
Have you ever been to that safari there, Courtney, where you drive through?
Yeah,
and they have all the buffalo and stuff.
Yeah, there's several. We just went to one last year because we had to cancel our vacation because of everything that was going on. So we decided to go through that because we wouldn't be around people. We'd just be in our car. And there's one in Toledo. And it took us a couple hours to get there. We're far away from Toledo, but it's like, I think it's more Sandusky area. And we went up there and drove through, and they had alpacas and buffalo. Oh my God. We were driving through, right? And we're in my car, and I told my husband to avoid the Texas Longhorns because I was afraid it was going to scratch my car. But two, we're sitting because we're waiting in line because people in front of you, they stop because they want to pet the animals. They don't like continue to drive. So like we're stopped, and I have my window down. Well, this big white buffalo comes up to my window, sticks his entire head in my car. And I'm just thinking, it would just take a second for this guy to just like kill me if he wanted to, like it was freaking huge. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was cool, and you're not allowed to pet them or anything, but the thing was like right in front of me. It was super cool. I love buffalo. I just think they're the coolest thing ever. And later on, when we got to move up, there's a specific zone that you're only allowed to feed them in that area. So we had carrots and lettuce and stuff stuffed in because we bought all this stuff. So I'm feeding them carrots and whatever. And my son, he's really small. He was sitting on my husband's lap, and the big buffalo came in, and my son wasn't even phased at all. Here I'm freaking out. My son's just like, oh, it's a buffalo. Like, wasn't phased at all. These things have tremendous heads.
When we went there, we took our godkids, and so they were in the back seat, and Mark was driving, and I was in the passenger seat. And of course, you roll all your windows down so that you can, feed the animals as you go by. And we had carrots and the cups of grain and stuff like that, and everything was fine until we came upon the buffaloes. And this buffalo was trying to get his whole head in my window.
I know.
And he had that big long tongue, and it kept reaching, and the carrots were, I was in the passenger side, and the carrots were on my left side, and because I was like this, so the carrots were going further away from it, and it just kept pushing in and wouldn't stop with that tongue, and it freaked me out. I was screaming, and
and
my
their tongues
godkids
like
and Mark were
black color. And they're all like hanging out, and they're like trying to touch you with it. And I'm like,
yes. Well, they were totally cracking up at me, but I'm like, this is not funny. This is scary.
Well, there's a safari park that's not too far from me. It's more towards Pennsylvania. And we went there, and they take you on a wagon ride through their park. And everything there is super friendly and cute. And they have camels. And the camel, like literally the one camel followed us throughout the entire park. And they have areas where they close the doors so the animals don't intermix. No, not this camel. This camel followed us all the way through. These people were in the back of the wagon, like feeding it. And that's where I got my love for camels, because I just think they're so adorable. Like, they think they're so cute. And they had animals I'd never seen before, like a yak. And I got to feed ostriches and zebras and like all the cool stuff. But ostriches are so nasty. Like, I thought they were just going to eat my bucket. They were just like nasty, and they peck so hard when they're getting that. You got to watch your fingers and everything. Like, yeah, but I love camels. And like, they had a little baby one that was in a cage. Like, as you first walked in, it wasn't allowed to be out with the other stuff yet. So I spent most of my time like talking to it, and it was just so stinking cute. It was like the cutest thing I've ever seen. Camels are so adorable.
There's a rest area. I want to say it's in Montana. I went in there, stopped in there, and I was married at the time. We had to use the restroom and all that. We go in, and there's a place that you can walk out on these rocks and just overlook the canyon. I come out of the bathroom, I hook the left, and as soon as I turn the corner of the building, there's a freaking buffalo standing right there.
Oh my God, like a wild one? Like,
yeah,
it was a mama. Oh my God.
Well, from what I was told by the people that serviced the rest area, that's their rest area. A mama and the daddy. She was pregnant. This one guy almost got himself killed because he kept tormenting the pregnant one, and the male one ran through a gate and chased him down.
Oh yeah,
he was lucky, scary. But that scared the crap out of me. So I've seen buffalo before, but to be almost nose to nose with a
wild one, that's
exactly.
Yeah. What did you do? Did you just walk away?
Oh hell yeah! I got out of there quick. I'm like, I don't need to see the canyon. I'm gone.
Yeah, for real. That's scary. My dad was a big motorcycle fan. He loved Honda Goldwings, and he was in a Honda Goldwing club. Well, him and his buddy decided to ride their motorcycles all the way out to Nevada, and they drove through Yellowstone National Park and all that. And they were riding, and buffalo crossed the road while they were on their motorcycles. And I can't even imagine, like, my heart would be racing. Like, I can't even imagine experiencing that. Like, you're on a motor. It's not like you're in a car. You're on a motorcycle. It would just take one instant for a buffalo to get ticked off and just like, you're gone. That's it.
Run you over.
Yep.
That's like Daniel Arms' brother-in-law in Oklahoma. He has a whole herd of them.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I've seen them. Like, I've seen the episodes. They have a YouTube channel as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Who doesn't have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Fishes
Sorry.
says she feels left out. Has no buffalo stories.
You have to get a buffalo story, Fishes. But they're magnificent animals, and I really appreciate them for what they are. I mean, they're part of America, you know. That's so cool. And but at the same time, man, they're dangerous. They're so dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
But they are a beautiful animal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're super neat. But yeah, they're almost like they're prehistoric too. You know what I mean? They've been here forever. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I liked that that one we went to, and I think it was around Sandusky somewhere. I can't remember the name of it right away, but I am pretty sure that it was around Sandusky.
Yeah.
And then they have the little walk-through zoo.
Yeah, it must have been the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of those parks around.
Yeah. And well, I have 3 godkids, and the youngest one at the time was around 2. And so her daddy drove her. She didn't come spend the summer with us, just the 2 older ones. And so her daddy met us there. And so we have a cute little picture of her. I think we were watching the monkeys. I don't remember, but she stood up on the fence board to look over because it was just the perfect size that the wood was right in her way. And then right beside of her was a sign that said, "Please stay off the fence."
No.
So we stepped back and took a picture of it. Made a real cute picture. It was a nice little walkthrough.
Yeah, the best safari park I've ever been to. Back in the day, my grandfather was in World War II, but he used to have army reunions. And there was specifically one I remember going to with, like, all of us went, because my grandfather couldn't really drive at his age. So we took him to his army reunion, and it was in North Carolina near Nelson Lake, I want to say. It's a very... Anyway, we went to this safari park there, and we rode on a wagon, and it was like a regular hay wagon, and there was buffalo, but there was giraffes, and I got to feed the giraffes from my bucket, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I got to pet it and everything. Those animals are so, like, they're like the gentle giants. They're so cute. I was so excited to get to feed one.
Good night, Bar Run. Good
night, Bar Run.
Thanks for coming in.
Good night, Bar Run.
Yeah, we love those too. They are gentle giants.
Yeah, they're just so neat.
They're huge.
Yes. Yeah, they are. That's for sure.
Can you imagine being up on a 2nd-story building and they just walked up to you and go, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah. Have you seen those, like, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of, like, safari shows or anything like that. There's this one specific, it's like in Africa somewhere, and it's like a hotel, and your balcony doors are open, and they have like giraffes on the property, and the giraffes will just stick their heads into the balconies of your hotel room. Like,
wow.
Isn't that amazing? Or you wake up in the morning and you can just, like, hang out with the giraffes. Like, that'd be so cool.
That is
I can
cool.
just see me waking up in the morning and seeing a giraffe's face looking at me.
That would be awesome.
It's just
Once
it's so
when I
cool.
was wrestling a gator, another came along, so I rode them like water skis. Oh wait, that was a dream. Fishes.
Yeah, that's the only
Good
thing I
one.
have to worry about now is alligators when I go
Yeah.
fishing because I live in Louisiana.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that too much there, Ed.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
guess what? I'm sitting over by the boat launch fishing, and I happen to look up, and here comes an alligator on the other side. Thank God, but I had my 40 caliper with me. I would have blasted all 9 bullets into that sucker and ran like hell.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, welcome. We've got Urban Girl Gardening, Miss Kiki Soto in the house. How are you feeling, dear? I missed you on our live stream the other night. I said, you know what? We're missing Kiki. I hope you're doing well and nice to have you in. We are just here chit-chatting about anything and everything. Anybody got any questions or want to know anything, just post it below. One of us will catch it.
Yeah, I got to keep flipping back and forth because I'm on my phone.
I
I'm
was
actually
thinking, Ed, that you might want to pick up a one of those just one of those cheap track phones. I think they have those AT&T Calypsos or something for like $30 or something like that. And then that way, when you're on a live stream in your truck, you can use the other one to watch the chats and to chat back and forth on.
Yeah,
or if I was just smart enough, I could take this laptop and actually
He's got
use
a
it.
laptop.
Hold on, I got this laptop. What else do I got up here? I probably should be using. Let's see. Oh, or maybe this tablet.
Well, Ed.
Hey,
Oh,
and look,
goodness.
we got little.
So that's your sleeper in the back of your truck?
Yeah, that's this top bunk. Hold on. There's
Oh, you
actually
So you
there's
actually
actually
have a
my
whole bed and
bed.
everything.
There's my bed that I actually sleep in. This one is for if I ever had anybody else, like a co-driver, or if I was
Well,
married, I could put her up there and I could stay down there.
well, that is pretty cool there, Ed. I didn't even know that they had bunks in them.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can have it's like a whole living room suite you can have.
I got a microwave right there.
Cool.
I got a refrigerator, freezer right here. I cook all my own
Wow.
food. Matter of fact, I just cooked a steak the other night with some vegetables sitting right here on my bed.
Nice.
Oh. We had pork steaks on the grill with a mixture of sweet potatoes and regular potatoes and broccoli Normandy for dinner.
Nice.
What we had.
Nice.
We had
It was
enchiladas.
delicious. Ooh, I like
See?
enchiladas.
Yeah, it was in honor of Cinco de Mayo that we forgot to celebrate yesterday. I was like, man, I should have had some Mexican yesterday, and I didn't. So I made enchiladas today. Oh my gosh, they were so good.
You know,
I
what
was
does everybody got
talking-
to say about the good food when I'm in a truck?
Sorry.
Sorry, Ed.
Well, if I had a grill, I could do the pork loin and all that stuff and make mashed potatoes and all that if I had my grill.
Kiki's been playing hooky
We can have a
from work so
portable
she can
grill up in
sleep.
there, right? Little portable grill with some propane, or can you not have propane in
Yeah.
your truck?
You're not supposed to, but you know what? I don't obey by the rules.
Yeah.
Hey, what about one of those George Foreman grills that you plug in? You know, like the little mean green cooking machines.
Yeah, but
If
I
you
have
had one of those little.
I have a 6-quart air fryer that I normally have on my truck.
Nice.
So that's about everything and anything. A crock pot. I've cooked so many roast driving down the road. And what really gets me is you still got like 3 hours to drive and your roast is almost done.
Yeah, and you smell it?
And you smell it and you're like, damn, I'm getting hungry. Okay, early stop tonight. Pull into a truck stop and eat.
That's cool, Fishes. About the hotel and painting the drafts on your son's nursery wall.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Really? Taco Thursday fish?
What is Fran saying here? Oh, my stars. Yes, if you are going to be on a panel, you need to read.
What?
She's been on me all day today.
We need to try to
Looks like she likes me.
catch the chats, I think is what she's talking about.
Oh,
So
She answered
nobody
my
feels
question
left
about.
out. Mhm.
Yeah, but she also answered my question about the black eyed peas that we all forgot about an hour ago.
Yeah, well, Fran says, I answered your question about black-eyed peas. Fran had Subway. Oh, I love me a good Subway sandwich.
Oh, gross.
Mm-mm-mm. I like the steak, but I always get a double order of it and then put American cheese on it. And oh man, it's my favorite.
Have you ever had Jimmy John's?
Nope.
they're okay. Their sandwiches are kind
I
of
think they're better. I think they're better than Subway because you
Yeah,
can only
yeah.
eat fresh so many times
Yeah.
before it's not fresh no more.
Mhm. Jimmy John's is good, but there's a sub place around here. I don't know if y'all have them, but it's called Jersey Mike's.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
Lord. I can eat
I
that
had
every day of my life, I think. It is fabulous.
Up north, they
I
have
had it up
something called Shaloski's Deli or something like that.
Sloshki's.
Yeah, something like that. And everybody was raving about how good it was. And so we went there and I just threw mine in the trash.
Yeah, they're
I
not that
didn't
great.
know that all of their bread was sourdough bread, and I hate sourdough bread.
Yeah,
Cannot
Urban
stand
Girl,
it at all.
I love Jersey Mike's too. I can never get past anything else on their menu, but I get their club sandwich with the bacon and stuff on it. And that whatever they use vinegar and oil and all that good stuff. And they put oregano on their sandwiches, which for me, and then slap some mayo on that thing. Ugh.
See, when I was applying for this job, that's what we had to eat every single day was Jersey Mike's.
Really?
The first sub wasn't bad. After that, no, not every single day for lunch and dinner. No.
Yeah, I think that would get old because, yeah, I understand that.
Firehouse subs are good.
I've never ate at one, but there's some around here.
Yeah, they're good. But I like Jimmy John's because you get the gargantuan, and I'm talking that sucker's like that big around. And it's the only sub that I know you can put it in the refrigerator, leave it all night long, grab it out, and it's like it was still freshly made.
Yeah,
Subways,
you could never do that with a Jersey Mike sub. It would be soggy. Sometimes you get them and it's soggy at the bottom because of all the oil and stuff.
just like with Subways. Because I've eaten a lot of Subways over 14 years of driving a truck around the United States. And I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
I want a sandwich. I don't want bread.
Right.
Fishes, we usually do that on Saturday. We usually have pizza on Saturday, but none of us felt like cooking a few days ago, so we had pizza early. So no pizza the rest of the week.
I've got to dig out my pizza.
That's why when I go to Subway, I order double the meat. And when they just want to put a little bit of lettuce or whatever on there, I'm like, no, it needs more than that.
You know what I hate though?
They usually
hate
fix
when
it
you
just what I
say,
want.
I want light lettuce. And they go, light lettuce? And I'm like, no, I want light lettuce because sometimes you get it and the entire sandwich is just nothing but lettuce. That's not.
Yeah.
Well, you get spinach. You get spinach instead. I don't like lettuce that much anymore since I started eating spinach on my sandwiches. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I tell them that I tell them everything that I want on it, and then when I get to the onion, I tell them just enough onion to barely stretch across the top. And so they break the onion apart and stretch it across the top, and I'm like, perfect.
But talking about pizza, I need to get my pizza oven out and make a fresh pizza. I have a wood pellet pizza oven.
I would like to build
Nice.
a cobblestone pizza oven.
Yes.
I've been wanting to do it for a few years, but there's just been so many other projects around here
I'd like to
that
have
I
one of those
haven't got to.
fireplace brick oven things in my backyard.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah,
Well,
I want a
keep
whole
your fing-
outside kitchen. And Mark used to be a masonry many years ago, and I'm like, I seen this picture of this amazing outdoor kitchen, and it was done in cobblestone. So I'm like, babe, can you build that for me? He said, yeah, but I'll never have time to. I could
Well-
do it, but
Keep your fingers crossed. I'm working on a deal to where I will end up with 1 acre of property because that's all I need. I'm by myself and it's my little fur baby. And if it comes the way I want it, I'm building me a big ass outside kitchen. I'll never have to worry about cooking inside.
Yeah, that would be nice. Good night, Garden State Gardener. Thanks for coming in.
Good night, Joe.
right there. Yeah, good night, Joe. Thanks for coming in. And let's see, who was it? Growing with Hudson. When I order a Whopper, I get heavy lettuce and tomato. I am not a huge fan of charbroiled food, but every now and then I crave me a Whopper. Oh, and I just gotta go get one.
That's the thing is I won't eat lettuce or tomatoes from a fast food restaurant.
I agree with you,
I
Courtney.
just don't. Now, not that I don't like it, but I won't eat it from a fast food restaurant. There's been too many instances where something happened with the lettuce or something happened with the tomatoes, and then everybody gets hepatitis or something.
Well,
I
I
forget.
don't know about other restaurants, but when I was a teenager, I worked at Wendy's, and they cut their lettuce up and they put it in a big, huge plastic trash can with the lid on it, and they fill it full of water, and they pre-cut the lettuce, and then they put it in that, and they roll it in the cooler, and that is the lettuce that is used until that whole bucket runs out. And so you constantly have hands dipping in it, refilling, the lettuce. And it's like,
That's
ugh.
disgusting.
Well,
That's-
thanks for
that's-
that information. I will never eat another Wendy's lettuce on anything. Thank you.
Yeah, I never.
Well, I
mean,
do
it's
know
not
they
that I don't
did.
like it. I just don't trust how they handle it.
Yeah, well, they did cut their tomatoes and their onions and stuff fresh every day. And of course, their pickles just come in a big old 5-gallon bucket, and they just, scoop it out with a scooper and put it in smaller containers for the person working the line. But the lettuce, that one really threw me off. I was like, you do what?
Yeah.
Ew. So just don't order lettuce on it.
Yeah, no lettuce,
Thanks,
no
Kiki.
tomato. I don't trust it. Most of the time, though, they're like, "There's a tomato shortage, so we don't have." I'm like, "Don't bother me, because I wouldn't order it anyway. It's okay."
Oh, Kiki. Ugh. That would turn me away from it real fast.
Mhm.
Well, Kiki just ruined Taco Bell for me.
Oh, Taco Bell ruined themselves for me. We have 2 Taco Bells one in our town and one in the next town over. Well, our town just has one of those old-timey hometown Walmarts where they don't even have the full grocery section. And so most of the time we go to the next town over. And I don't care what day of the week it is, either one of those Taco Bells, you can go there and something is out. I'd like a Pepsi. Sorry, we're out. I'd like mild sauce. Sorry, we're out. Okay, then hot sauce will work. Sorry, we're out. I literally went there one day and ordered a soft shell taco, and they say, I'm sorry, we're out of taco meat. How do you run a Taco Bell with no taco meat?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
These days, this year, when people say, "Oh, we're out of this," I'm like, "What? Did the pandemic take that too?"
Yeah.
Because it just seems like now we're out of everything
Mhm.
since March of last year.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
come on.
a couple years ago, my husband and I, we went hiking in a big park. And there, like, as we're leaving the park, there's like a Subway. So we stop in and there's a line or whatever. And we heard the guy in front, him tell the guy in front of us that they didn't have any bread. Okay. I'm like, okay, well, so we'll just leave. No big deal. 6 months later, we're hiking in the same exact park, go to the exact same Subway, and the guy behind the counter says, we don't have any bread. How long does a Subway stay in business when they don't have any bread? Because that is the main object of their of the sandwich is a bread. So
I
That'd be
was
like
just
going to
in I was just in our Walmart that has a Subway in it last week, and I was thinking, oh man, a sub sounds good. And so I go over there, and they have their little gate thing closed, and they have a sign on it that says, sorry, we're closed. We're out of bread. So that was really funny that you just said that, because I had never seen that before. You
Well, they
make
make
your
all
own
the stuff
bread.
there.
How are you out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like going to a seafood restaurant. Sorry, we ain't got no seafood. You want a burger?
Right.
Why are you open?
Yeah, growing with Hudson, we have a huge college campus around here, and there was a Chipotle across the street from the college campus, and about 16 people ended up in the hospital with E. coli. Yeah. No.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
I haven't gotten food poisoning out of all the places I used to eat when I was driving a truck.
Oh, I did get food poisoning once at this gas station. I was a Tom's potato chip delivery person, in case y'all didn't know that. I drove around the truck to all the places and loaded them up with Tom's potato chips. I actually really liked that job. But anyway, so I was at this gas station, and they made pizzas in there. And you know what's Jeff Foxworthy? There's your sign, or here's your sign. Is that what he
That
says?
was Bill Engvall.
Yeah, okay. So I was cutting up with the girl there that works there, because I see her twice a week. And so I said, well, I was thinking about getting a pizza. I'm a little hungry. I didn't get lunch today. And she looked at me and she said, oh, they ain't no good. They're bad. They'll make you sick. And I said, really? And she said, no, I'm just kidding. He just made them. And I said, okay. So I got that pizza. I sat in the parking lot for like 2 minutes before I pulled out, and I had just taken a couple of bites. My very next stop was like 5 miles down the road. Before I got to my next stop, I was sicker than a dog. I said, son of a gun. There was my sign when she was joking about that, because whatever had happened, that there was something wrong on that pizza. I was so sick. I was in the back of my truck, bent over to the floor. My stomach was cramping so bad. I was cold sweating everywhere, like I was going to pass out. I'd never had this happen to me before. I was out there for so long, I couldn't even get up off of the truck bed until the guy that owned the store came out and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And so I was telling him, what I felt like, and he said, first thing he said is, "Oh, you've been food poisoned." I was sick most of the night. Very,
That is
very sick.
horrible.
Yeah. So if you ever go somewhere and somebody's joking and saying, "Oh, it's bad," don't
It
order
probably
it.
is.
There's your sign.
That's
See, that's what
horrible.
I like about traveling. You go to these places that looks like it'd be full of cockroaches when you walk into the door, but they got the best food ever. So I never go to the fancy places. I just go to the hole in the walls, get better food.
Oh, apparently Chipotle has a lot of E. coli outbreaks.
Mhm.
So I don't eat there, so I couldn't tell you one thing on their menu. I've
Not that
never
great,
ate there.
though. It's not that great. And like around like college campuses and stuff, it is the thing. Like, and I realize you get a ton of food in a burrito. You get a ton of it. But is it worth your life?
Right.
But
Oh.
you know what? I like eating in NYC too. You know why? Because they have the ratings in the front windows. A, B, C. Bang, bang, boom. That's what you know you're eating. A means they passed their health code inspection and it was an A. If you're going into a place that has a C, then you're just going to get food poisoning.
You're asking for it, yes.
I think Pennsylvania has that same concept. They have the ratings in the front of their shop windows. But
I think
Kiki
they
says
all
the
should.
best places to
Yeah.
eat are the hole in the walls.
Uh-huh.
Is that really a restaurant? Or did I miss something?
No. I was saying when I was traveling, I would go to these places that everybody's like, you should go and try this food over here. And you walk in the door and you're thinking cockroaches are going to come out of everywhere when you sit down,
Mm.
but they have the best food you could ever imagine.
that's because it's made with that special love.
Oh. Okay.
Cockroach meat.
Oh, Fishes is going to
Have a
bed. Good night, Carol.
Kisses.
Good night, Fish. I can never say her last name, that other name. I always screw it up, so I don't have to say it no more.
Urban Girl says if you're eating at a C restaurant, you don't care about your life. That is the truth.
Exactly.
I think everybody should have that. I thought that was fabulous. You know, and I can understand for a business owner that would be bad. Like you don't want that in your front window because, you know, if you didn't keep on top of things, you could be a B or a C, you know, and that would be embarrassing. But, you know, you got to keep on top of things if you're going to serve food.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, most of the time, they know that the inspector is coming. So they, they have a crew there all night scrubbing everything and getting everything ready. And so even when you think you're eating at an A, that doesn't mean you actually are. That means they had a crew in there the night before making everything spotless. Because if you've worked at a restaurant, you know stuff falls all day long and stuff gets splattered here and there and all that, you know, sometimes an accident will happen in the cooler and somebody won't take care of it on that shift and then the next shift has to get it or what have you. So if it's spotless in there, it's because they've stayed there all night making it spotless.
That's always something that always got me. Like I worked at Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff, and like they would always, the managers and stuff, like, oh my gosh, the general manager's coming in. Straighten this up, sweep this, clean behind there. Shouldn't you guys have been honest about doing that like the entire time? Like, shouldn't the store automatically be great? So when the general manager does come in, he sees it as it is? Like, not just how you thought it should be, like 2 days before he comes in. Like, that's always got me. Like, shouldn't we have already been doing this stuff? Like,
right. See, I worked in a restaurant in upstate New York on a lake. It was Lake George. And every Sunday, everybody, waiting staff, bartenders, all had to go there for an 8-hour shift and clean that place from top to bottom every single Sunday.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally damn near eat off the floors in the kitchen. They were that clean.
Nice.
Oh, and with a German chef running the kitchen, you drop something on the floor, it better have been scrubbed, wiped, dried, and everything within 30 seconds after it hit the floor, or he would be ticked off. Have you ever seen a German get really mad?
Yeah.
You can't
My
understand
entire
it.
family is German.
You can't understand them when they're yelling at you. They're ticked off. It's like, huh?
Yep. Yeah. Most companies do that for audits. Yes, but it's so annoying. And I always said, like, why are we panicking 2 days before the general manager comes in? Why didn't we work on this,
Why
all the
didn't
time?
everybody do their job every day to begin with?
I agree with Chris.
I was the assistant manager at a store for years, and you would make all the shift changes. Each shift they had all these different things that they needed to do, and they needed to check it off, and then the person coming in behind them needed to get the sheet when they came in and go around and check everything to make sure it was done, and then they would initial beside of it to say, yes, I checked it, they did do it. And so that it wouldn't be put on the next person and make their workload more, and a simple thing as filling up straws or, I mean, just ridiculous stuff. And it wouldn't get done, but it would get put on someone else. And then the someone else would be complaining because it would happen all the time. There would always be stuff that didn't get done. And
Yeah.
sometimes the list never got finished. And then you'd have to have a meeting and tell everybody, make sure that this list is checked off. It's checked by the next person coming on, and that it goes in the paperwork at the end of the night so that I can see who did their job and who didn't do their job to find out where the problem is actually coming from. Because, I mean, it would be drama city every day. This one didn't do this and that one didn't do that. And it's like, why can't we just do our job and be happy?
I've worked in a lot of places that had first, second, and third shift. The first shift always blames third shift. Third shift came in here and they did this and they did that, but first shift never does anything. Like, they never do anything wrong. It's always the third shift people that always got the blame.
I was just reading what European girl gardener. She lives 20 minutes from Lake George. I don't want you to say it, but I would actually like to know where, because I lived there for 13 years. That'd be the second person I've talked to that has a YouTube channel that lives in the town that I lived in for 13 years. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Courtney, what I found on that with when they would do the paper, to where they had to check off that they did do these things at the end of their shift, and that the next person coming in, and we had 3 shifts also, the next shift coming in would go through, check it, and initial it to say, yes, they did actually do this. I checked it, What I did find was rarely was it first shift that didn't do their job. It was usually second and third shift, honestly. Second shift was always the busiest shift. So they would forget, and by the time their shift was over, they were ready to get out of there. And so they would skip some stuff. And then third shift at the end of the night, it's wee hours of the morning, and they're exhausted and ready to go home. And so they would just be like, well, first shift is the slowest shift, so they can do this. But yeah, it was always second and third shift that had the majority of the complaints and that did not check the paper off.
That's funny though.
And I
Maybe it is always third
apologize for
shift's fault.
I
But now, if
apologize
we
for screwing up
hadn't,
her name.
yeah, if we hadn't put those papers out, because see, we wanted to see where the problem was coming in at, and we wanted to try to fix it so that there wouldn't be all that bickering back and forth between people. Because just because you were on first shift didn't mean that you weren't going to end up working a second shift with the person that you done ticked off for 6 weeks not doing your job, you know.
Yeah.
So we were trying to stop the drama and trying to figure out who actually wasn't doing their job so that we could talk to them and get them doing their job. And had we not had that paper and kept having to tell them, fill the paper out, then we wouldn't have realized that it was usually first shift either.
Yeah.
But that was interesting to find out. And a lot of places don't do that. So they really don't know where the problem is actually coming in at. You know, they just think that their employees are just a bunch of crybabies, you know.
Right.
Go ahead, Ed. What were you saying?
Oh, I screwed up her name because I was looking at her name and I switched back over to the three of us and I said her name different and they're making fun of me.
Oh,
I'm tired. You people work my shifts that I have to work and see if you don't screw someone's name up. I forget my own name half the time. I got to go to my channel to see what my name is.
Urban Girl Gardening. She says, just call me Kiki. Her name is
Right.
Kiki Soto.
And you see what I called her? European.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't want to correct you.
Why not? They all did.
Well, I figured they would. That's why I didn't.
I don't even know why that came out of my. I'm tired. I've been up. Drove a long time yesterday and drove all day today. I'm tired.
Well,
Oh,
Kim,
Kiki's
I'm
at work
actually gonna
now.
have to get off of here because it's getting late for me. But I want to thank you for
Oh,
having
yeah.
me on your program here, and hello to everybody in the audience, and goodbye. And it was nice to meet you, Ed. And hopefully, I'll be on here more often with you. And you
Oh,
always have.
yeah, just.
You're so much fun.
Well, thank you. Yeah, just come on up, jump on in anytime you want to. You're more than welcome.
All right. Well, y'all have a
Hey,
good night.
good
Have a
night,
good night,
Courtney.
Bye.
Bye. Fran says to you, Ed, no, we're not. We're just being funny. They weren't picking
I
on
know.
you.
I
They
know.
were just playing.
And see, I do this to myself is the reason why I'm so tired. It's
Mhm,
12 o'clock. I
mhm.
have to be up at 4 o'clock.
Yes, not getting enough sleep. Yeah, I
I
worry
never
about
do.
you when you do that, Ed. Where was it? One of the live streams, you said you needed to go to bed, and then I went to another live stream, and then here you come a little bit later, and I'm like, go to bed, Ed.
Yeah, because I lay here and my mind starts turning because I want to make my channel better. I want it when people go to my channel, they actually see that something worth. Okay, his channel page looks really good. Let's see what he's got.
Mhm.
And then I'm trying to figure out how to do my garden, how to put certain things. I can't get my mind to shut off.
Mhm. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm a night owl, because I'll be tired and I'll think, I should just go to bed. And then something will pop in my head, so I'll start looking it up. And, and the next
Right.
thing you know, I've been researching for 4 hours when I should have
It's
been
crazy.
sleeping.
I know.
But yeah.
But see, I've been like this going on 17 years to where I can literally sleep for an hour and
Mhm.
work all day long.
Well, let's see. Growing with Hudson. I'm going to catch some Z's. Uh, Good night. Thanks for stopping in. It's been fun having you here. You come back anytime you want to. Yeah.
You're so polite with the
Fran
southern
says,
accent.
Hence the night owl chats. Yeah. Kiki says, I don't want to be a night owl. It's a
But you
night shift
are.
job. She's at work right now, so
Yeah, and it's 1
she's
a.m.
listening
there.
to us. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. here. And Kiki, is it 1 where you live? Oh,
If
yeah.
she's
Yeah.
if she's
That's
20
right.
minutes from Lake George,
Yeah.
there's only 2 towns that I can think of off the top of my head where she would be.
I think it is, Ed.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, my daughter lives in Albany or Mechanicsville.
I've never been to New York. I have a good friend that I grew up with that lives in New York. She doesn't live in New York City. She lives way out from it, but she loves it there. I could not handle the winters there. I'm a Southern girl with Southern blood, and it runs thin. I would freeze to death.
Actually, Kiki, I was going to say Glens Falls because Albany is not even 20 minutes from, or is a lot farther than 20 minutes from Lake George. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Ooh, Chris is working on a project and can't stop. Ooh, when you have a minute, you'll have to let us know what you're working on, Chris. We all like projects around here.
Yeah. And how many do we have going, Kim? How many you got going, Kim?
Way too many. My problem is that I'm a project ADD. I start one, and then before that's finished, I move to another, and then I move to another, and I've got 20 more in my mind that I'm wanting to do. Well, see, here's what usually happens. Okay, so we are a one family income, a one paycheck family here, and Mark only gets paid every other week. So I plan out what I'm going to do that makes the most sense or what we need the most with what's left from his check after we pay what we need to pay. And so I might have okay, let's just use a garden bed, for example. I might have the woven weed barrier to put down, but maybe I'm out of the staples that you have to put it down with. But maybe, a water hose broke, or I need to get some more T-posts for more fencing or something like that. So, I can't go out and buy the staples or this and that because I need something else more important. But because I already have the weed barrier stuff, and I'm waiting on payday to come around, then I'll go out and I'll start that bed, because I do have some stuff so I can get it started. and so then it has to wait until the following payday. So it sets undone. Yeah, I mean, not completed until the following payday. So I have projects unfinished here and there. But that's what happens when you have to pick and choose. But I would rather do that than to go to work somewhere and then have to pay someone else to watch my child for 8 to 10 hours a day. That could be instilling bad manners or morals or anything else in him. Why would I want them to basically raise him 5 or 6 days a week for 8 to 10 hours a day just to have a little extra pocket money? No, so it don't make any sense to me. So I choose not to do that, and then I'll just pick and choose what I can or cannot buy on paydays.
Exactly. And Kiki, I used to work in Saratoga Hospital, so I know where that is. But driving into New York City in an 18-wheeler, I think is freaking awesome, especially when you have to go down into the Bronx and the cops pull you over and they walk up to your truck and go, "What the hell are you doing?" And that's literally how they say it, because getting an 18-wheeler down into the city is not an easy task.
Chris says, yes, if anyone's going to screw up my kid, it's going to be me. Exactly, Chris. That blame should fall on me and my husband, not on a babysitter.
Exactly. Yeah, upstate,
In the city.
driving up in upstate New York, like Glens Falls, Albany, Saratoga, Latham, Clifton Park, South Glens Falls, it's a piece of cake.
Whoosh! And they sent us with a 53-foot trailer when the streets were made for 45s.
I did it quite a few times. I went to it was a housing development. They needed to put new pipe, I guess, steam boiler pipe or something in. It's literally a room underneath the whole thing. So I drove up there and I had a 53-foot trailer with 10 foot of pipe hanging off the back of it. It was close, but it was fun.
Chris says, no, but seriously, my wife and I both work, but one of us is always with the kid, and every once in a while he goes to grandma's, and one or both of us get a break. Yeah, well, I'm here with our little all the time, but if I have to do some kind of running or something, my mom lives right next door, so sometimes she'll say, well, just let him come over here, or they love each other greatly, and every day little says, call Nana, see if I can go over. Call my Nana, see if I can come play. So, she just lives right next door. So he usually gets to see her every day, but no one else has ever watched him. He's always been with just me, Mark, or my mom. That's it.
No, that's cool. But yeah, you doing the income thing like that? I think after this meetup, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, because I'm really considering retiring from driving a truck completely, 100%, give up my CDL, everything. And I've already been offered a job by the warden to work at a prison. So I might do it. And they get paid every 2 weeks. I've never been paid every 2 weeks in my entire lifetime.
I hate it. You really have to budget everything out.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a strict budget as it is now. And I spend more money being a truck driver, than I would if I was sitting at home.
Well, I really, you just have to figure it out, what makes sense to you and what you can do and what you can't. With us, we don't have any debt. We just have normal bills, electric, water, internet. And son, close the door when you go to the bathroom, please.
I was wondering what that was.
No, go
He's
on.
so adorable.
Go on back to bed. I'm going to get off of here real soon. You go on back to bed, and I will come in and tuck you back in. Go on. But, so we just have the normal things, car insurance, all that kind of stuff. So, we can survive on one income, and we're not dirt poor. Now, if I were to get rid of most of our animals that we have, because we have cows and goats and chickens and rabbits and ducks and dogs and cats, and I'm sure there's something else in there that I'm missing.
I need rabbits. I need
But
ducks.
if we were to get rid of all those to where we weren't putting, money out in feed costs, then we would have plenty of money left over every month without me working. But you just have to. Everybody's situation is different, and whatever they can survive on is all different.
Right.
But because our bills are so low, then we can have all the animals, and I can stay home with our child. And we do homeschool. We didn't just start homeschooling because of the C word outbreak. you know we knew from the moment that he was born that we were going to homeschool him, and we don't homeschool online. We do an offline curriculum, Timberdoodle. And so you know we
That's
can we
awesome.
can do all of that stuff, and I can be here and teach him and everything because um, we chose not to live above our means. I guess it's a good way to say it.
Right.
But
You're on a beer budget, but not drinking the champagne.
right.
That's the way I
Yeah,
was always taught.
yeah. See, Fran, is for the most part, I live in the city with a view of the mountains. Sounds pretty. I love mountain views. We got mountain views all around us, Kiki. Any way you
This
look, you see mountains.
this is so funny. Where my parents used to live, and it was actually called West Glens Falls. We could literally sit at their kitchen table, drinking coffee and talking, look out their picture window, and watch the skiers come down the mountain at nighttime and during the day.
Mm. We used to downhill ski, and then Mark worked at a dairy. I don't know if you ever heard of Dean's Dairy. Find Dean's milk and cottage cheese and all that kind of stuff in stores. Um, but he worked there, and he would pull two, I guess they called them bossies, and they were like 800 pounds a piece, and he would pull them all night long into the trucks, and well, the trailers. And he would do it at almost a run all night long. And somebody forgot to put I guess it's called the dock plate in between the truck and the floor.
Yeah, the
And one
trailer.
of the wheels caught it, and it fell right on him and pinned him to the ground by his neck and messed his neck up. And
Oh,
so we had to go to a bunch of different specialists and this and that, and the and he was asking about downhill skiing because he grew up downhill skiing. It was a big part of him and everything. And the doctor told him, he said, no. He said, you go downhill skiing again, you could end up paralyzed from the neck down. And so then for years, every time the snow started to fall, then he'd start whining and crying about it. I want to go downhill skiing. I want to go downhill skiing. And I would say, no, you can't. You know what could happen. And he says, yeah, but I don't fall. I said, you don't fall on your own, but that doesn't mean that somebody learning to ski doesn't run into you and cause you to fall, you know? And so we gave up downhill skiing. And then years later, I got rear ended and ended up with my neck messed up. So, but we loved it. It was fun.
I tried that once. I made it. I made it down the mountain just on my face, and I lived in a state. Literally, I could walk to the ski lifts from my house,
Mm.
and did it one time in 13 years, and never made it 2 feet down the hill before I planted right in the face and went down.
Mm. Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, Fran. I thought it was called the dog plate, but it's been a lot of years ago, so I wasn't for sure if I was saying the right word or not. But yeah, it's that plate that goes in between the truck trailer and the floor. But yeah, it messed him up pretty good. He had no feeling in his thumb for many years because it caught the nerve that went on down to his thumb and stuff too.
I couldn't imagine that. Man.
Yeah, it was the carts were 800 pounds a piece, and he would pull two of them all night at a run. And yeah, it caught one and just went right down on top of him and pinned him. Well, see, he tried to save it, so he kind of turned, and when he did, then it just went right down on him.
That's not good.
But, yeah, no, nope, and didn't get anything but like a week off of work. No
Really?
workman's, yeah, nothing. They paid for the doctor visits and stuff, but they wanted him to just have acupuncture. Yeah, you have a messed up neck to where you almost became paralyzed from the neck down, and they want you to have acupuncture because it was a workman's comp doctor.
I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine that.
Yeah. And so I told him, I said, no. I said, you stop going to these doctors that they want you to go to. Let's look up a specialist and get you there. And so that's when he found out what was really going on and stuff. But yeah, places will really screw you over if you get hurt there. Even though they pay that insurance every month. You know, when we owned our store, we paid workman's comp insurance every month for every employee that we had. You know, so it's not like, and he had worked there for years. It's not like they were going to have to pay extra in because they had already funded it the whole time that he had been working there. Chris says, I dropped a box of tile once, and my immediate response was to try to stop the fall to save as much of the tile as possible with my foot. Ouch.
Well, that didn't feel good.
No. Yeah, that's why sometimes you need a lawyer. Yes.
And then he
Get a
goes,
broken
never
box
did.
of tile next time.
Yeah, that was funny. You know what?
Uh,
I unload boxes, and plastic totes all day
Mhm.
long, every day. And the load sometimes the way they loaded it is leaning forward towards me. So if I grab a box, the whole thing's coming towards me. I'm like, glass products, laundry detergent. Yeah, I'm not staying here. And I start walking towards the front of the truck, and you just hear it behind me, smash, break. All the glass is broken. I'm like, sorry,
Mm.
I'm not getting hit with that. I've been hit in the face one time. Took a bag of chips or a box of chips off and didn't realize there was a box sitting on top of it. It come down and smacked me right in the face and cut my nose open.
Mm.
That box went flying out of the truck because I was so ticked off and shattered everything that was in it. And I didn't care.
I smacked my nose real good once. And here's a good thing to steer clear of for everybody in the chat, because it did happen and it hurt bad. You know, when you go to do a load of laundry and you're throwing them blue jeans in there. Well, one of the buttons to the blue jean caught on that little ledge of the lid of the washing machine, and I didn't realize that it was caught there. And many people, including me, once they put the laundry in the wash, they take their hands and they just go ahead and push all that laundry down in the water. I went to do that, and when I did, that button caught the edge of that lid, and so I was already bending over because I was, with my head over the washer because I was pushing them clothes down in the water. And when I caught that blue jean and pushed it down, that lid comes smack down right on my nose. Oh, it about made me pass out. It hit so hard.
Oh, that made your eyes water up.
It did. I really thought I was going to pass out, and I had, yeah, I almost broke it. I had some dark spots under my eyes after that. And they say if you break your nose, your eyes, you get black eyes. So my guess is I actually did crack it. But, oh man, so never do that. If you're
Yeah.
doing blue jeans, make sure that button is not caught on that lid before you go pushing them clothes down in the water.
Wow. Well, Kim, it is 12:30 my time. I have to get up in 3.5 hours now.
Yes,
So I'm going to
you
bed
need to.
for a couple hours. And then I got to find coffee because I have no creamer in my truck. I don't think. If I don't have coffee, these people better watch out because their back room will be full because I'll throw every box out the truck. We got to go. But it was a pleasure being up here with you. I'm glad you're feeling better. I can't wait to see more videos. I hope you get your watch hours
Oh,
immediately.
Ed, in 2 days, my watch time hours has moved exactly 11 hours. In 2 days.
That's it.
And people have been running my videos like crazy, even new people who have never seen my videos before. And in 2 days, it's moved 11 hours. Now, how in the world is that even possible?
Snail mail, basically.
I don't know.
That's
It's something
crazy.
else.
But
Yeah.
people in
Okay.
here that are still in here, please go watch her videos. Play them all the way through, every one of them. Get her back to her watch hours she needs. I'd appreciate it.
Me
And
too.
this is your channel. But be safe. Be careful. Keep resting if you need rest. The garden will grow. You've already planted it. It'll grow without you being out there. And we'll catch you soon. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, Ed. Thanks for being on. Sleep good.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, let me catch up on these chats real fast, and then I am going to call it a night. Also, it is going on another 3-hour live stream. I have very much enjoyed all of you being in here tonight and reading your comments, but let me catch up just in case. Okay, Chris says, I'm getting a little grow area ready for my seedlings. May 15th last frost, but good chance a week or two after that. Even though I'm late, it's better than not getting it going. So true, Chris. So true. And you know what? It'll still produce for you. Oh, let's see. Well, like last year, if you were in here when I was saying it, I don't know if you were in here at that time or not, but last year, we didn't get our garden completely finished planted and until like the end of the first week of July, because of June, not July, sorry, of June, because we just kept having bad weather, and we still got plenty of stuff out of the garden, more than what we could even use. So yeah, plant it anyways. Let's see, May 9th for me, Chris, but nothing's going out until probably Memorial Weekend. Yes, Bill, you are in New York, so you know your area. You know what's smart. Ever take the clothes out of the dryer between your arms and chin? And your chin and middle button on a pair of... Ooh, it'll burn you up, won't it? Yes, I have done that before. But on my arm, not on my chin, but on my arms, yeah. Yeah, nose is a really dangerous thing to hurt. It's a vital attached area in martial arts as well. Yes. For sure. Burn your chin. Thank you, Kim, for indulging my boredom. You are very welcome, friend. In case any of you did not know why this live stream was just a pop-up live stream, it was Miss Fran. We were on a different live stream that was ending, and she told me, she says, Kim, start a live stream. And she says, I'm bored. So I messaged back and said, I commented back and said, well, it'll take me about 30 minutes to get a live stream going. So tonight is brought to you by Heritage Heart Homestead, Miss Fran. Okay, let's see. I'm being cautious about putting everything out. Oh, yes, you do need to be cautious about it. I've hit myself with the buttons and the overhaul thing. Oops, it moved on me. Things, and have hit myself with washer lid and dryer. I'm clumsy. Oh, see, you know exactly what I was talking about. It hurts. I tell you though, never again have I made that mistake. It only took once for me to learn. Oh goodness. Kiki says it was terrible. Needless to say, my kids used to say, "Keep the sharp knives away from me." Oh yeah, if you're clumsy, that wouldn't be good. She said, you should go live. Hello. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, Kim, go live. Says I'm bored. I gotta get to work, you all. Oh, good night, Kiki. Thank you for stopping in, and I'm glad you're doing much better. You come on back anytime, sweets. Thank you all very much. Oh, see, everyone has made friends night and has kept her boredom at bay. It was a successful night. Okay. RVing with G is live if anyone wants to raid. Kenny, we are closing down right now, but anyone who is still wanting to be on live streams, Kenny has put the link there for us, and thank you very much for that, Kenny. RVing with G. His name is George, in case you haven't been to his channel before. And let's see, Chris says, bye, Kiki. Yes, it was. No drinking involved. There you go, Fran. A successful night and no drinking involved. All right, everybody. It is coming up on another 3-hour live stream, and my little is back in bed. He's probably fell asleep again already, but if not, he's in there still waiting for me to tuck him back in after he had to get up and go to the bathroom. So I have to get off of here and tend to my little. Thank you so much for everybody who stopped by. If you haven't been to any of these channels before, then go check them out. They may become one of your favorite channels to watch. Have a great night. See you on the next one, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.